Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episodes of Shark. Wow, that was off to a great start. Welcome to the first episode of Shark Charts. We're going to go over Bitcoin today. We're going to do a general Q&A. And since this is our first live stream, I'd just like to thank all of you for taking the time out of your evening or your morning, or maybe you're watching this tomorrow. Thank you for stopping in and listening to what I have to say about these charts. So, usually I'd start off my live streams by saying, let's dive right into those comments, but I actually have very little idea on what the actual, number of viewers are going to be tonight, right? Since this is going to be a new channel, probably going to get a different kind of traffic level than I'm used to. We're starting off with 10 people, so I'm actually pretty happy. I'm running off 4 hours of sleep today. It has been a very busy day. We have been, when I say we, I mean I've been building my brand new platform, and I did it in about a week, and it has been absolutely ridiculous to actually put this all together in time by myself. But I was lying when I said myself. I have Lash, my good mate Lash. He's one of my students. He actually took the time to create this logo. He created the video heading that you saw on the channel. He's done a wonderful work with all the graphic design. But you should stop by sharkcharts.live and take a look at this page, because I am actually offering 30 days of our premium calls, of our trade calls, right? And every single day this month, I'm going to be releasing a trade call. So 30 days for 30 calls, and that's going to be completely free. Usually I'm going to charge $55 a month, and that is about 2/3 of our competitors' price on average. But as far as this actual website goes, I should like to dive into some of the things I do plan on offering. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, feed him for a lifetime. So the tools that we are going to offer is, first of all, the trade calls, right? Have a fish. We give you a fish, you're fed for the day, and you are quite profitable with the trade that you decide to take. Coming soon is going to be the fishing rod, right? You can't catch fish if you don't have a fishing rod. Those are actually going to be the indicators I use on my chart. If we pop over here, all these indicators are going to be bundled into a package or purchasable individually off of our platform, and that will be coming soon, but not before the Fishing Academy, where you can learn everything you need to know how to fish. It's going to be a 6-hour-long video series of me going on rants hour after hour after hour about everything I know about my trading strategy. Then how to fish. There are one-on-one private lessons purchasable at this time, though really, before you buy anything here, you should probably actually, get to know my strategy, see what I'm about. So let's actually dive into it. Oh, and if you're wondering as to how the premium calls are actually formatted, I have made its own independent page. You're just gonna have to, I'm actually not logged in, but scroll down. This is what the calls are gonna look like. All right, buy in, take profit, stop loss, and then an interactable chart, okay? And all you have to do is hit play and watch the trade play out. This is one of our recent ones. This trade played out at a 17% gain. Beautiful. So let's actually dive into this, folks. Look at the comments, see if there's anything special. Clonius, hey brother, how have you been? Wian Cock, it's a great name. Hello, I'm probably saying that wrong, I'm gonna be honest. And hello Tim, why don't you guys ask me about some altcoins so I can dive into those eventually. I am gonna keep this as a shorter live stream because I would like to sleep. But I'm just going to point out a few favorites, other than Bitcoin, of course. And I'm pretty sure I have a nice clickbaity title on this, so we will talk about that too. As far as the premium calls go, this is a full spreadsheet of call history. Assuming a 33% position size, and assuming the order book is infinitely thick, which is not. This is theoretical scaling, my friends. You would have turned 1 Bitcoin into 271 Bitcoin from May to November. okay? And that's primarily long positions here as well. So, start off with Bitcoin here. I'm short-term bullish on Bitcoin, okay? There is not the entry signal yet we need for a good long position. However, there is a condition for a long position, okay? Conditions for long positions are not signals for long positions. Even though the conditions are ripe, it's not an entry signal. Without an entry signal, your trade is going to be higher risk. So, what does this condition mean for us? Beautiful. I'm really happy you asked. Let's talk about this in terms of mass. All right? Mass refers to the width of a bell curve. The more mass something has, the harder it is to move. And the more mass something has, the more momentum it will have when it starts rolling down a hill, right? Think about gravity. It's always going to try to return to the center of the data, okay? This was the largest relative move in Bitcoin's yearly history this year, okay? This was a bigger comparative move than the actual crash pattern itself. So, do you remember what happened on the daily chart when our snowball started rolling down the hill? It needs to return to the center of data. Now this is the same scenario. On the shorter time frames, we have this overexpanded period of mass that has started to roll back up the hill. Or down the hill, excuse me, right? It's probably should get a different metaphor, because when I say up the hill, price action could be either up or down. I'm simply referring to price returning to the center of mass, right? So really, I guess if we want to simplify this as to what I actually need to see for a long position right now, it's this. We can assume that now we have crossed this pivot point, we would return to around $4,600, okay? And that condition's probably gonna look like this, or even though that's the proper condition, we want the proper signal. The proper signal is going to be a 10th period, right? Since this is a 200 period mean reversion, we would want a 20 period CCI to roll up. So really guys, all you have to do for a long position on Bitcoin right now is this. We just lit up a fresh chart template. I'm gonna make this as easy as possible for you guys, okay? New chart layout. All you have to do is this, my friends. 4-hour chart. Draw a bear flag and then promptly ignore it. Then just type CCI in, okay? And what's really convenient about this is the setting you need for this scenario is the default setting of the CCI, right? And that's highly coincidental. However, this is really good news, guys, because, all right, this is what's kind of fun, guys, right? Just looking at this information, this was a signal, this was a signal, this was a signal, this, right? It's all chop. Nothing here really means anything. That's because you'd be betting against the trend, okay? However, I wish I had like a plank of wood and like a toy car. It's very specific, but it would be the best way to do my analogy here. I guess I can draw it, okay? Now let's get myself some blank canvas over here. So, this is a hill, okay? This is a snowball. As you roll a snowball, it collects more and more snow. So the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? And so on and so forth. What happens as long as the snowball rolls up? mass is going to continuously add itself onto the snowball. So, what happens when our snowball stops and starts rolling down the hill? Are you going to bet that it's suddenly going to reverse and continue going up the hill? Absolutely not, right? That's illogical, because the momentum was up as it increased. But as soon as momentum changes direction, and you have added so much snow onto the snowball, it's really, really, really improbable that you're going to be able to push it once again in this direction to make the mass even larger. So, when the mass starts to roll down the hill, all you have to do is look for the right signal to bet in the direction of the center of the data. Okay? And that's what's so special about this, guys. This pivot right here identifies that the snowball is no longer rolling up the hill. And yes, that is a downward arrow, but up the hill is simply a metaphor for the expansion of a bell curve, right? Bollinger Band's just a bell curve. I don't really care how much information the bell curve contains. What I care about is whether or not it's expanding or contracting. So, because this pivot has been crossed, and we have started rolling down the hill, price will roll to the bottom of the hill, and that's going to be the center of the data. So, in order to get the best possible risk management for this kind of position, all we have to do is wait for the 20-period CCI to roll to the upside. Okay? So over here on this nice chart, 20-period CCI, when this rolls up, this signal right here, right, as soon as it crosses the negative 100 value, that's going to be your signal for a long position on Bitcoin. You should not be in this long position before then. This is too risky to enter before this crosses up, right? Since, think about this, this is a 20-period snowball. Oh, this is 14. Huh. I changed the default settings. That's my fault. There you go. Beautiful. So now that when our 20-period snowball rolls down, right, we don't want to deal with this. As long as it's going down, 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 we don't want to touch it, right? Because that's a snowball rolling up a shorter hill in the inverse direction. So when the snowball crosses the negative 100 value and it starts to roll down the hill, then the short-term trend would be up and the medium-term trend would be up. And those two conditions is good enough to bet against longer-term downward trending. Of course, you are going to need good risk management if you're betting against the longer-term trend. There are only two conditions in the market. And you should set this as your desktop picture, for God's sakes. Trending, not trending. Those are the two conditions of the market. Okay? And that is going to be relative to every time frame you look at. Okay? Over here on the daily chart, I'm going to pop over to this template. On this daily chart, we are trending because the snowball is still rolling up the hill. However, if we go down to the 4-hour chart, our other condition is now in play. It is not trending. Right? Trending means rolling the snowball up the hill. Not trending means it returns to the center, or the center would be the bottom of the hill. So with this in mind, since we have trending, and now we are not trending, you know what people would call this? A dead cat bounce. This is the condition for a dead cat bounce, where price needs to revert to the center of the data before it can continue going downward, right? And if we let this snowball roll down the hill, guess what that means? It's going to lose some of its mass. As you push a snowball down the hill, it's gonna hit rocks, it's gonna bounce around, it's gonna maybe hit a tree, and snow is gonna explode off of it, okay? If you have less mass on your snowball, will it be easier to continue pushing it in the original direction? Absolutely. So that's what a bear flag is, guys. When price moves sideways, it's the bell curve compressing around the price. Why? Because that sheds the mass on the snowball. So once it starts rolling in the same direction once more, it's easier to roll. Why? Because force equals mass times acceleration. The more mass you have, the more force is required. Force is just buying and selling, right? What literally pushes price? People buying, people selling. So it is harder to push price when it has more mass. Something has more mass when it's continuously been in the trending state for an extended period of time. This is why bear flags form. So that the mean can travel down to meet price, or price can travel up to meet the mean. This allows the bell curve to compress, for mass to shed, and once again, allow continuous trending to occur. This is the secret to the market, guys. This fundamental paradigm is what drives every market. Okay? Let's go check the Dow Jones Industrial Average, because I'm having fun. DJI. Okay? Here we go. Let's go to the daily chart. All right, guys. I need to wait for these indicators to load. Well, that's happening. Let's check the comments. Dawood, yes, I am going to check. Asked next. Tim says, holy moly. You know it. Pretty good turnout. 17 people. I like it. Tell your friends. Oh, shit. I actually have to tell you guys to like and subscribe for reals. Right? You actually need to like and subscribe because this is a new channel. And that shit's important. Also, I have new glasses. I got them today. They give me a nice headache, but they're very aesthetic, so I will wear them for the rest of the stream. Whew. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's loaded. So, let's talk about this in terms of mass. This beautiful downward move. So we're going to have to look at the previous downward move, right? So, longest overexpanded period of mass was the 200, okay? Right? 3D wave PM, the longest period was 200. As soon as you re-enter the 200 band, that's the snowball starting to roll down the hill. So price returns to exactly, and I mean exactly, the 200 moving average before continuing its uptrend. Then this is defined as a lateral trading range as long as the 200 period continuously loses mass. So if you're expecting a lateral trading range, you can take long positions on the swing lows and short positions on the swing highs, because you know that this range is going to be defined by the longest overexpanded period. Oh yeah, can you guys get some more questions for me? I like to answer questions. Whether it's going to be about the new channel, the new platform, the calls, I will respect your judgment on what to ask. Oh shit. What's happening over here? Yeah, I said I would check asked. Troublesome. Okay, we're gonna need to go to the 6-hour chart. Beautiful. All right, longest overexpanded period is 450. If we load up a 450 period band, it would have to be a 45 period CCI rolling up. It's a good signal, guys. I mean, the conditions are technically triggered. This is technically a long signal. It's not pretty, but it's technically a long signal. It looks great. It's not aesthetic. It's uncomfortable. It's very, very lenient because of how far down the 45 period CCI has rolled for the entry signal. But I guess that's necessary as part of the strategy. 450 band, 1/10 the CCI period. Yeah, so as soon as this period right here crosses upward, that would be a long signal up to 12,005 or 20 blah 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 1250. Okay, and now let's check the hourly chart so you have a good understanding of this. There would have been a sell signal. That's fine, but price will trade laterally as defined by the longest overexpanded period. So this it's technically a long signal. I'm going to stay in for now. I'm actually in this. I'm going to hold it for a little bit longer. Might set a stop beneath the local low. However, price reversion to 1250 is implied. Alright, since as soon as we cross this pivot here, that changed the condition for a long. And then the actual signal is going to be 45. Okay. Crypto Money says, happy to see you plan on streaming twice a day. Why not in the past? Because I'll be getting, having complete creative control over what I do is a lot more inspiring as to actually, you know, take control of things. That was a very bad answer. Let me try again. Yeah, well, it's my own product now. It's my own baby, right? I'm no longer an employee. I'm the owner. So I have more incentive to succeed, right? And now I can actually pay for marketing. So, you know, you can create a bunch of content, but if nobody's going to market it for you, then it's going to be a little difficult. But now that I actually have the reins, it's going to be a lot easier for me to control everything. Let me check the 15-minute here just in case. Yeah. Mixed signals, man. Well, at least this should be the short-term bounce point. Oh. That's unfortunate. Let me do some math. How many Bitcoin is that? It's just under 3 Bitcoin, so well. Although on the upside, 736. I'm gonna stay in this for now, guys. Yeah, it's technically hit our stop loss, but the signal's still there. And we are expecting a bullish reversal on Bitcoin here. It looks good. And then I'm going to check ICX as well, see how that's doing. I should have just typed it a while ago. ICX, BTC. Yeah, looking about the same. I'm going to refresh the chart template, actually, so I can get everything back to the default settings. Tim, no, the 200 stick... Actually, no, it has nothing to do with the longest overexpanded period. And I guess I should read your comment out loud, so we're all on the same page, because I don't have the overface yet. Looking good, Pops. Thanks, Flash. What a guy. What a guy. Shark, could you cover why we are using the 20 period for CCI confluence and not the 50 or 200? That's because technically the 200 period CCI has already crossed, right? CCI is just a mean absolute deviation representation of the 1.25 standard deviation of a Bollinger Band for the relative period. So when you actually return inside the Bollinger Band, that's the 200 period CCI, returning inside the negative 100 value. So that's a condition, not a signal. And then I actually like, for a signal, to use a tenth of that period to actually get our entry, right? So long condition has been fulfilled. The long signal has not been filled. You need to check TRX, entry looks good, okay? Okay. Fuck. Yeah, that's perfect. That's an entry signal. Look at that right there. 150. We're exactly on the 150 mean. On the 4-hour chart, the 14 period CCI is rolling up. You're bouncing on the top edge of the 200 containment zone. This is perfect. This is fucking perfect. I'm gonna buy some of this, like right now. As soon as I'm done with the stream, I'm buying some TRX, because that's just gorgeous, man. Great find. Wow. Damn. That is good. That is good. Great find. Use a 3% stop loss. All right, let's try to set our target. Very good. Like the 1 hour chart just is that excellent confirmation. You know, the exact place of retracement is going to be the 150 mean, and we're sitting directly on top of it. It's just too clean. I guess for the safest possible stop loss, you should be below the bottom edge of the 200 band right there. That would be your safest stop loss. Although 5% is kind of risky for this kind of trade, so tighter is fine. This is terrific. Great catch. I wish I still had funds on BitMEX. I would 100 or nothing this, you know? Mortgage the house right here. There's not really a good target you can set right now, though. Other than just assuming local highs and setting a trailing stop. No, definitely take a long position here. This is magnificent. Make sure you're, if you're watching this video in retrospect, go ahead and join the Discord channel. I am always happy to answer questions, and I do like to get into debates about what works and what doesn't. It's my favorite. I love it. My tea is cold. Great fine, Clonius. So tired. The force be with you. Isn't the force like neutral though? That's like saying, may gravity be with you. It's not very impactful because whether or not it's a positive or negative effect is not implied. Right? There's the dark side of the force and the light side of the force. It's like, may gravity be with you. I'm like, yeah, I'm in it. What about it? Just doesn't feel relevant. Okay. Target is 418. Yeah, that's good. Really good. Okay, I'm gonna be done. I'm tired. I'm gonna go play some Super Smash Bros. Nah, just kidding. I don't even have a Wii. I want a Wii. Alright, folks. Like, subscribe, join the channel. This was fun. I'll talk to you all later. It's free real estate.